Test, test, check 1, 2. You know you need unique New York. You know you need unique New York. Does that sound all right? Ah, that's better. You can always tell something's missing when you get isolated results. Like AI that's only right for one of your systems. Get AI that can work across your data and applications. Learn more at IBM.com. The AI built for business. IBM.
Whatever the occasion, effortless elegance is right this way. Because Hilton brings you new ways to stay courtesy of the Nomad London. And it doesn't stop at award-winning dining in a space draped in velvet and illuminated by vintage chandeliers. No, this day goes beyond with unparalleled personalized service and attentive hospitality. Oh, and did we mention the Nomad London can be booked using your Hilton Honors points at Hilton.com? Hilton, for the stay.
Finding a new job is stressful. But with Indeed, it doesn't have to be. Just fill out your Indeed profile with your skills, experience, and desired salary. The more you fill out, the better your matches will be. And hearing from hiring managers will be 2 times more likely. Relax. That's your Indeed profile sending opportunities your way. Indeed, the world can work better.
Mega is an improvised satire from the staff of a fictional megachurch.
We are here, the Lord, we are here, and we're ready to podcast.
Hiya, I'm Hallie Labont, and this is Mega, coming to you from Twin Hills Community Church, where every week we give our mega church a tiny family feel by introducing you to members of our church staff and some people from our community. It's a treat and a treasure. And per usual, I'm joined by my co-host. He's the youth pastor for our high school ministry called Climax. Please welcome Gray Haas.
Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, Hallie.
For his rod and his staff, they comfort you?
Yeah, it is a new year, but it could be my last year. I might not be here in a year. Well, I'll just roll up my biker shorts here.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
That dark
just
mark?
Basically this large black
It is-
mole that looks exactly like a melanoma
Oh, no.
is on my leg. And so I went
is
first thing
dark.
yesterday right over to Dr. Crisp's office.
Oh, good.
They did a scrape and a biopsy, and they said the results should be in this afternoon. But, he said to prepare for the worst, so I am preparing, but I am not afraid, Hallie. I just can't tell you how much in these times I just take so much comfort in Jesus and Christ specifically, although I really don't want them to, possibly, if they have to remove it, I just don't want a scar there, you know what I mean? Because it could just look kind of hideous.
If they remove your leg?
No, if they just remove the mole or whatever. If they remove my leg, I'm pretty sure I'm dead.
Well, no, you would just have one leg.
Well, no, yeah, but I hate doing one-legged deadlifts.
Oh.
So I'm just preparing, Hallie. I've been in constant prayer. It's been awesome. My teens in Climax came out so strong. They did a vigil for me last night. It was amazing. Everybody just really rallied as soon as they heard the news, as soon as I told them. And
Well, I saw that huge pile of flowers in the
huge
gymnasium
pile
and
of
all the
flowers,
candles.
all the
It was like
candles.
when Princess Diana died.
Yeah, I was a bit too young for that, but I think they're scared too. And I just said, guys, you don't need to worry about me. God is in control. And then actually they seemed like that really helped them, because then they just inflated the bouncy house and got in it for the last part of the vigil, which I was a little bit like, okay, well, I could actually die. So
Yeah.
it was a tough night, Hallie. I didn't sleep much, and
Sure.
it's just been intense. And like I said, with melanoma, you just don't want to mess around, do you?
It's deadly. I hear it's one of the most deadly cancers.
It's the most deadly, yeah.
Well,
And
the
especially
skin
look at
is
this
your
thing. I mean, it
biggest
looks
organ.
insane. I don't even understand.
It is dark. That is a deep dark. And I think dark freckles and moles like that, if there's discoloration or if it's that dark, I think that is bad.
And it's got rough kind of edges on it.
Oh, no. Can I touch it?
No, but,
Okay.
Hallie, it's in times like this that I just really realize my faith is the only thing that I need to get through times like this, even though, and I'm not sure if I mentioned it before, but my friend Clay Mason Bannerman, I mean, I told him and he was like, that doesn't look that bad. I'm like, guy, keep your thoughts and opinions to yourself because this is bad.
Well, he doesn't have a medical background. He's from the military.
He doesn't have a background. He actually doesn't have much of a background. He won't tell me anything about his background really, except for the military he is. But, I also said goodbye to Popsicles. And I hope that wasn't traumatizing to him, but I just said, bud, mind your P's, mind your Q's, dot your I's, cross your T's, because I won't be here maybe in a few days, weeks, a month's time.
Oh, and you moved out of Clay Mason Bannerman's house?
No, I'm still there, but I am looking for my place right now. I just haven't found the right fit. Because I do want to stay in Stonebridge Estates where he lives.
Oh, okay.
But because it's so cool there.
It's beautiful.
I mean, have you seen the new entryway that they made that looks exactly like a castle?
It's so cool. It's like you're driving into a drawbridge or something just to enter the subdivision. It's cool.
So, but I don't really want to be around his neighbor, Donovan Geo. It's just been constant chaos. So anyway, I'm gonna get the results here at any actually, Hallie, look.
Chaos.
Oh my gosh.
Those are the results coming in now?
I got it's an email from Dr. Crisp's office.
What does it say?
You know what? I don't even think I can look at it, Hallie. Could you read it for me?
Oh, really? I would be happy to, Gray.
You read it, Hallie, and I'll just...
I'm so... Okay.
No matter what, I've had a good time doing this podcast. I've had a great, awesome, amazing life, and I'm ready for whatever comes next.
Yep.
And I'm just kind of going to just sit in prayer right now.
Wow, it is awesome to witness a godly man standing in his power and throwing himself on the feet of God. Okay, let me just scroll down. And I would like to say too, Gray, that
don't go.
I've loved
just read
being
that
on
email.
this
Don't
podcast.
go too far. No, don't scroll down my emails. Just open
just
that
click
email.
here on the results. Okay.
Yeah.
What's juiceboys.com?
What? That's a juice bar.
Just hit results on this link. Okay, and before I do, I want to say I've had fun doing this podcast too, and you're one of my best friends in the whole world, Gray. I love you with a godly love.
Thanks, Hallie. Could you read it?
Okay. Okay. Results indicated, and it's a bunch of garbled, like medical terminology, but it says...
Just get to where it says like yes and no or something.
It says... Results clear. Diagnosis sharp eye. Sharpie.
What?
Sharpie.
Yeah,
it says that it looks like you are completely cancer free, and it says that what the mark is a Sharpie. Did somebody hit you with...
what? I actually... Okay, I guess I had a Sharpie in my pocket the other day because I was making all the Climax teens write out their New Year's resolutions in Sharpie that I was telling them so they couldn't take them back.
Oh, that's smart. And Gray, this is great news. You're cancer-free. Gray. We have to celebrate. Oh, praise him. He is so faithful. He is so faithful.
I think I should probably get a second opinion.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Are you still quoting 30-year-old movies? Have you said cool beans in the past 90 days? Do you think Discover isn't widely accepted? If this sounds like you're stuck in the past. Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. And every time you make a purchase with your card, you automatically earn cash back. Welcome to the now. It pays to Discover. Learn more at discover.com/credit card. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Just like King David wrote that God knit us together in our mother's womb, well, when he knit these two together, he knit a couple of rockers who must have come straight out of their mama, just jamming on some guitars and drums. It's my pleasure to introduce Christian rock band Worship. It's Ronnie and James Worship. Welcome to the program. How you feeling today, fellas?
Oh, we're here. We're just we're bright with the Lord right now. We're very happy to be with you.
Feeling worshipful.
Amazing. Well, and I wanted because this was part of your act, and we do want to get into all the great things that you did for our New Year's Eve celebration that took part out, next to the water park at the Winter Wonderland Water Park.
It was awesome.
And which I guess is mostly an ice park right now. You all started with your testimony, and I just thought that was so powerful. Yep. Well, we do want to ask you how, this concert that you put on was one of the most rocking concerts I think we've ever experienced. It was just, the Worship Brothers ringing in the new year in a way that I think God and Jesus and Christ specifically would have loved. How did you get started when it came to playing rock music of this kind?
And rock and roll that honors God.
Right.
Well, I think that was, I'm going to go first here because I'm the older brother. I came out 2 seconds before James here. And so I get that.
Respect.
That respect. I do. And, I think that, when you come out into the world that is just so awful and horrible and putrid, there's only one kind of rock you want to do.
Awesome.
I want to do rock and roll that serves my Lord.
Yeah.
When I'm out there playing a guitar solo with my teeth and just grinding on the ground at the same time, I want everyone to know that that's for Jesus Christ.
Awesome.
I love that.
Awesome.
It comes from my heart.
I love that.
That is so cool.
And I get real choked up talking about it.
He does every single time.
And how are your teeth doing in terms of enamel and all that?
Oh man, they get. I go to my dentist every single week, and he's like, "Well, we got to put some stuff back on there." I don't know what he's just spraying all over my teeth for that. He knows what I got to do.
Oh, you go to Dr. Crisp?
Yes. I go to Dr. Crisp. If I'm not going to Dr. Crisp, I ain't soloing.
He can do anything. He can spray you down with a whole new enamel. He can do it all.
He's got the Lord's touch right through his hands. It's like the Lord is putting extra enamels on my teeth.
No, that's awesome.
And would you say that this type of rock music, and I hate to, because I did notice that most of the people at the show were older.
Oh, so old.
And, would you say this kind of rock music is, I don't know how to put this, popular among the youth?
Well, I'm going to hop in here. And I'm just going to say this. It's not suffering when you are rock and roll vessels for the Lord. There ain't no suffering.
Yep.
There ain't no suffering whatsoever. And have our shows gotten much smaller audience-wise since the 1980s? Definitely. Exponentially. But I will say...
smaller.
So much smaller.
So much
much smaller. Mainly our audiences these days are the audiences like we'll go play a high school gymnasium and we'll team up with, the big boys that rip stuff apart. Yeah. We'll team up with them. And
of course, DC Talk.
And DC, oh God.
Awesome. Always DC Talk.
Whenever those boys on DC Talk are like, hey, brothers, worship, someone good just dropped out. Can you fill in for them on the DC Talk tour, the Talk tour?
The Talk.
And,
the Talk tour. Nice.
And so, that's when it's good for us. But
good for us because we've never actually played with DC Talk. It's always when we have to fill in for people disappointed that they ain't going to see DC Talk.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. We still finish their Talk tour, but it's Worship
Talk.
filling in for DC Talk. They ain't
the
nowhere
longer
near.
tour title.
Yeah, and if you ever wanted to see an angry audience, you look at DC Talk fans looking at a band that ain't DC Talk.
Right. Well, I heard about and I mean, they are known to riot when it comes to
DC Talk fans.
Oh yes, Hallie, they're absolutely just savage. I don't want to get too much into the details of why you ended up playing the New Year's Eve services, just because. There was a cancellation. I don't want to say who it was, but you all were available to step in rather quickly. And the next thing you know, we had an 18-wheeler showing up with some of the largest amplifiers I think we've ever seen at Twin Hills. And apart from I don't think we had a single complaint about the music. I think we did have some complaints about the volume of the music, and we can get into that. But I do think that I thought it went on without a hitch, and I thought it was excellent, the type of energy that you guys brought.
Yeah. I'm going to guess it was DC Talk that we replaced.
It was DC Talk, yeah.
You gotta have faith.
You gotta have faith.
And that's what we say to each other before we walk out on stage. We say, we gotta have faith. Now, this audience is probably going to hate us.
Well, that's the best way to keep these vixens from throwing themselves at you when you're on the road. I mean, the road is a place where men learn that, you can transgress very easily, especially these gals in half tube tops. They watch you rocking out. They get all fired up and they start throwing their panties at you. I mean, you got to protect your heart.
Hallie.
If only. Now, here's a scenario for you, Gray and Hallie. We are, we've done a show, and everyone's been touched by worship, and we go to a Flying J truck stop.
Oh my God!
And we're going in there because that's typically where we eat after every we go in there and we they got the
white sausage gravy.
Oh, white sausage gravy.
Yeah.
They got showers.
They got showers, and we're
tapes.
in there, and then there's a tube-topped woman.
Oh my God!
Who was just at the show.
Oh no!
And I tell you, if there's anything that just breaks me away from the cross, it's a tube-topped woman. That's why I wrote the song "Tube-Topped Woman."
Oh,
I like that.
Right,
that
was
Worship One record.
Yeah, of course.
Tube-top woman, keep on rolling. Well, yeah.
Tube-top woman, keep on rolling
all the way to the Flying J.
Nice.
Oh, yep. Nice. And then she sees me and she's like, "Oh my God, Ronnie Worship."
Oh my God.
She's like, I was gonna eat a taquito. You want to eat a taquito with me?
Oh.
And I'm like, well, how long they been on the roller? Because you don't want to get a taquito that's just been put on because it's cold. It's cold. And then by questioning that, I guess it turned her away from my heavenly spirit, and she goes right out the door. And that's
then
just
I come running up and I'm like, "Hey, Ronnie, they got a Ray Stevens tape."
Oh, man.
Then that door might as well be a circular door because all of a sudden Tube Top is back. She's
back
like, "Hello."
She's like, "Wait, was it a guitar stand?"
Oh, you got that right. And then all of a sudden I'm like, "Temptation be damned.
Yep.
Get out of here."
Good.
Yep.
And we just got to leave it at that because the other part you got to remember is, the
other part.
The other part, the DC Talk fans.
Oh.
If you want to see Tube Tops, you better go see a DC Talk show. So when they come to our show, expecting DC Talk, and they are raring to go.
Yep.
And then you can't stop a Tube Top that's raring.
You got Tube Tops at a DC Talk show that one says DC and the other says Talk, but they're out of order, so it says Talk DC.
Talk
and
DC.
you point that out on stage, and they just don't like that at all.
It grieves the heart of God.
It really
I mean,
does.
you go on TikTok, you type in hashtag DC Talk Tube Top.
Get on there right now. Just if you're listening to this, get on TikTok and put in hashtag DC Talk Tube Top.
Okay. I'm
And
doing
you're going
it
to
right
see it.
now.
It's going to take you right to one of our shows.
You'll
mess
TikTok,
up your
Hallie?
algorithm for laugh, but you're gonna enjoy the way you get the messed up there.
Hallie, you're on TikTok?
I'm putting it in. Yeah,
No,
I'm on
don't.
TikTok. I got it. Oh my goodness,
Why
these
did you
girls
do-
are rabid. I mean, they might actually have rabies. These girls are crazy.
Oh,
Look
there's
at
been a
these
couple
girls.
that do have rabies. That is
They had to get 14 shots in the belly.
Really?
And luckily, they got access to that belly because they have DC Talk Tube Top.
It's exposed.
It's exposed right there.
Already there.
Well, you guys have toured, I mean, all over the country and, you know, in probably the world, or at least, you know, greater North America. Yeah. What are the places that you like to go the most? Because it seems like, at least here in Indiana, you had a pretty built-in fan base. A lot of people knew about you, at least a lot of older members of the congregation.
Yeah.
We got a lot of captive audiences too, because when we play a high school, assembly during the afternoon, they're all in there, and they can't go nowhere.
And the prison tour that you did, I mean, I was looking at your website; it was just all prison shows. I mean, they're literally captive, I guess.
You know, we learned that from our good buddy Johnny Cash back in the day.
Oh, did you know Johnny Cash?
We knew Johnny Cash a little bit. When he was more on the Lord's side and not the temptation side, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And he said, "You got to tour prisons." And we're like, "Oh, Johnny, I don't want to go to prison.
Seems terrible. Why would we do that? We're not in prison. Why are we going to go to prison?"
He's like, "There's no tube tops, fellas." And I'm like, "Well, Johnny, I mean, I'd like to see that." And there was that, so we did that tour. No tube tops, just a lot of
that was the no tube tops tour.
That was the worship no tube tops tour that we did. That was Pulaski County Correctional, Montgomery County Correctional, Russell County Correctional, Tazewell
we had
Correctional.
3 stops in the Cheshire County Correctional.
Cheshire?
They fit in 3 there. Cheshire, Connecticut, got speed.
Not get enough.
I'm always wondering too, like when you sing. I mean, like one of the songs you sang the other night, "Set the Captives Free."
Oh man!
I mean, is that something you can sing in a prison without get running into some trouble?
Right.
McCrispy strips are now at McDonald's. I hope you're ready for the most dippable chicken in McDonald's history. Dip it in all the sauces. Dip it in that hot sauce in your bag. Dip it in your McFlurry. Your dip is your business. McCrispy strips at McDonald's.
Are your business expenses playing hide and seek? With Uber for Business, the small spends that slip through the cracks, like rides and meals, go right where you need them. Because it integrates with leading expense platforms, you can say goodbye to surprise costs, missing dollars, or chasing receipts. Everything's track downable. Uber for Business. Make small steps that make a big impact. Learn more at uber.com/small steps.
You know, there is one drug, I'll just say it right here, that the Lord Jesus Christ invented. Now, when you get right down to it, the Lord Jesus Christ probably invented all the drugs. But the one that he invented specifically for the band Worship is trucker speed. Am I on it all all the time?
Is that the no-dose? I like no-dose.
Oh, no-dose,
pick it up
so
at the gas
good.
station.
No-dose, so good. Yellow Jackets. If we can get a Yellow Jacket, and when you ever go to a Flying J, you're going to be getting a lot of Yellow Jackets.
I take Yellow Jackets. I take Fast Trucks. Now, that's the one that has just like a truck on it with a truck driver with huge eyes.
Yeah.
And that's just like an example of how you're going to be.
That one's like, if you're not a trucker, don't take this.
You better be a trucker.
It's only their huge hearts that can take this kind of speed.
I've got a gigantic heart.
But I just have, I have to jump in here, guys, because I do worry about that. Because even though I know it's, kind of an over the counter, I mean, you can just buy it at a truck stop, right?
At a gas station.
Yeah. Why? But like, I want to, if and there are a lot of teens listening, and I just want to make sure they know, like, this stuff is not. It's not okay unless, I guess, you're a professional truck driver to be driving a van, filled with your cousins and band. Yeah, you can't just go and take this stuff, can you?
These are travel drugs. Now, if you're traveling, like if you're going, let's say you're doing a trip to go to all the different amusement parks throughout the land. You're going to a Busch Gardens. You're going to a Carowinds. You want to see them all in one night. Then I would say take Fast Truck as much as you can, but only if you have a big heart.
I'm reminded of Busch Gardens. We every year we used to take the youth to Busch Gardens. It was so fun.
Right.
Because, one of the things, Hallie, at Busch Gardens is they have a whole street that's kind of back in time, and everyone is using, everyone's got these funny costumes on. And we used to have a really fun challenge, which was we'd have the youth go and witness to the people that were, pretending to be back in time.
Oh, cool.
And it was really fun because they would all have to stay in character, and, they would act like, they didn't really understand what we were talking about. And I would say, hey, if you talk to them about Jesus, they're definitely going to understand. And so it was such a fun way to get them to talk to you, even though you'd say like, hey, look at my cell phone. And they'd be like, what is this glowing thing? And you'd be like, but, on this cell phone is an awesome story about Christ. And it was cool.
Yeah.
Well, this is some rigorous intellectual theology, frankly. Does a tree fall in the woods and can anybody hear it? It's the same thing. If you witness to an actor, let's say a Daniel Day-Lewis, who's always in character, if you get him to say the sinner's prayer, is he saved or is one of his characters saved?
Oh, that's a great point.
I mean, only God knows the heart, but I believe you can get these actors saved in the same way you can get a prisoner saved. I think it's easier to save a prisoner than anybody, and I think that's why it's a win-win. You're in there because A, they're captive, but B, they're almost all saved because people send Bibles to prisons and these guys have nothing else to read. And C, you're not going to be tempted by any tube tops in there, and so it's going to, it's going to keep your mind pure, and it's going to keep you from stumbling in the flesh.
Amen.
Amen. I think what we all just came to, independently and together, is that prison is the place if you want to be part of the Lord.
I mean, it's a
Go
great...
to prison, kids.
some of the biggest hits in the Bible, prisons, right?
Prison, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Paul and Silas were in prison.
Yeah, he was.
Lazarus was in the prison of death, but only for a few days until Jesus, brought him back to life.
That's right. And some would say Adam was a prison in the Garden of Eden when it came to Eve. Ronnie and James Worship were played by Geoff Garlock and Jason Gore. You can check out their podcast, 108.9 The Hawk. It's the world's greatest comedy podcast about a classic rock radio station. You can also check out Jeff's band. Orchid is going on tour soon. Check out all those dates.
If you like hardcore, you're going to like that show. And you can follow these guys at Geoff Garlock and at Mr. Jason Gore.
And you can always support Mega by leaving a rating and review or spread the good news and send it to a friend. We got a lot of great stuff coming up, so head to the link in the show notes to find out how to support Mega in 2025.
See you next time.